The Pharmacist Authors Series for 2025 concludes today with part 3 of 3. Welcome to the Pharmacist's Voice podcast, where we talk about pharmacy topics and careers so you feel connected to the profession of pharmacy and inspired to contribute to it. I'm your host, Ohio pharmacist Kim Newlove. This is episode 353. Now, if you're new to this Pharmacist Authors series, welcome. The series introduces you to pharmacist authors and their books, of course, but the goal of the series is to inspire you to write a book of your own and perhaps narrate it too. Links to the other episodes in this series from this year, 2025, and years past are in the show notes for episode 353 on thepharmacistvoice.com. Today's guest is Dr. Sandra O. Onye. She is a pharmacist, an author, of course, and a military healthcare leader who believes in the power of healing, both inside and out. Serving as a pharmacist in the United States Army, Sandra combines clinical excellence with compassion, helping to advance the health and readiness of those who serve. With a Doctor of Pharmacy from Duquesne University and a background in psychology from the University of Pittsburgh, she has spent over a decade blending science, service, and soul to transform how people view health and personal growth. Her journey started behind the pharmacy counter, where she discovered that true care goes beyond prescriptions. It's about empowering people to take charge of their well-being. That passion fuels her mission to highlight the vital role that pharmacists play in shaping healthier communities and promoting holistic care. Sandra is also the author of Winning is in My DNA, 15 Minutes of Self-Reflection. It's a guided journal designed to empower readers to slow down, look inward, and celebrate their achievements. Through her work, she continues to inspire others to live intentionally, lead with compassion, and recognize that every day is a chance to win from the inside out. Without further ado, here's my conversation with Dr. Sandra O. Onye. Hi, Sandra. Welcome to the Pharmacist's Voice podcast.
Hello, Kim. Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. You are part of the 2025 Pharmacist Authors Series. It's my pleasure to have you.
Awesome. I'm happy to be here.
Great. I understand this is your first podcast interview, too.
Yes.
I wish I could give you an award for that.
I know, right? I should get something like a first podcast.
It's going to
First
go
of many.
awesome. Yes, I hope so. I hope
Thank you.
more people hear about the book and your career, and then maybe they'll get in touch with you and you'll get invited to the second one.
Yay. We're looking forward to that. Thank you.
You are welcome. We will be talking about your book today, Winning is in My DNA, 15 Minutes of Daily Self-Reflection. How did you come up with this title, by the way?
The title came from, I read Joel Osteen's book, and he mentioned winning is in my DNA. I think this was like somewhere 2014 timeframe. And since then, that winning is in my DNA has stuck to me. It's just like it's my life motto that winning is in my DNA. So of course, the first thing I wrote had to be named "Winning is in My DNA." So yes, that's where the title of that came. But it's something I believe in, that winning is in my DNA. So it was natural.
I love the title. When I read it, I thought about it as like a Nike slogan. I just thought it sounded sporty. And anyways, when I read the book, it was not about sports.
No, it's winning at life, winning at anything I put my heart into, and just being able to see things instead of looking at it half empty. I'm looking at the cup half full. So it's just a way of looking, a perspective of looking at things.
You are an optimist.
Thank you.
Would you like to say anything else about what this book is about or how it's put together?
So absolutely. So this journal is basically a guided journal that's focusing on identifying and celebrating your daily achievements. So it's easy, I feel like, for me, and just knowing we human beings at times, not at times, but mostly focus on the negative things that happen in our lives. We remember those quickly. We can bring it up. If you ask me, I'm sure I can find 1,000 negative things. So the positive parts, you have to really work hard to identify them. And the goal of this journal was for me to find a way of really looking for the good that I'm doing on a daily basis. It came about a time where just working, kids, family, and I just felt so frustrated. I felt like I was doing a lot, but I couldn't really show what I was doing, what I was accomplishing. And I said, okay, now I'm going to start looking for all the things I know I'm doing. I'm doing some good things. So I need to start jotting these things down. So it's not, I feel like it's not intuitive to remember the good things you're doing or to pay attention to those things. But with the negative, oh Lord, we can talk about it all day. So this is my way of making sure I identify those things on a daily basis, be aware of them. And that also helped with, a feeling of gratitude, of positivity kind of mindset, and just knowing that I'm accomplishing things each and every day.
Thank you for sharing that. And I think that brings me to a quote you and I had talked about you sharing. Would you like to share that at this time? It's in the book.
One of the quotes that I found while reading one of Peter F. Drucker's books. So he's really good at, he's like a HR solution, talking about management, etc., leadership. And one of his quotes states, the pertinent question is not how to do things right, but how to find the right things to do and concentrate resources and effort on them. Every day it's just one of those things where you think about, okay, before I make a decision or before I say things or before I do things, is it worth me doing it? Is this the right thing to do? And then that would help you break down, okay, whether I should be focusing, putting my energy towards those activities or towards those, whatever it is. It's just making a decision on whether I should go this way versus another. So this is one of the quotes that I also go by on a daily basis. Is should I invest my energy, my feelings, my everything towards this? Is this the right thing to be thinking about or doing?
That's powerful. And by the way, thank you for choosing to do this podcast interview. I
Thank
seriously
you
feel
for having
special.
me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad.
When I picked up this book, I wasn't sure what to expect, but as I went through it, I noticed that there's like 90 pages of, journaling opportunities with
Yes.
daily wins, feelings, areas to improve, and notes. And I counted the pages because I'm like, how many are there? And then at the end of the 90 pages, it says quarterly wins. So can you talk
Yes.
about why did you choose to set it up as daily and quarterly?
The quarterly gives us an opportunity to reflect back on how far we've come and to also basically group, okay, out of all this, of this 90 days, what have I really accomplished? What are those things that stand out? It's an opportunity to pause and to just look back on what you've accomplished, look back on all your wins. When you're doing it daily, it seems so small, but when you've had 90 days of it, it's huge. I've done all these things in 90 days. And now these are the top three things that I can say, okay, out of this 90 days I've accomplished. So it's an opportunity to pause and just look back to see your accomplishments, to really enjoy and celebrate yourself and all the things you've accomplished. And to also look at, okay, so here are my weaknesses. And this is how I've improved over time. So it's an opportunity to just see your growth throughout the process.
Thanks for breaking that down for me. I am going to tell you something. I'm going to let what I call my freak flag fly, and I'm going to tell you something that I don't tell everybody. I have talked about this on the podcast before. I have a notebook, and it's got about 100 pages in it. And every
Okay.
single day, I have an agenda. That's what my friends like to call it. And if they
Okay.
don't make it on the agenda, they kind of tease me like, oh, coming to the bar wasn't important enough for you today, huh? But yeah, that's true. They'll tease me, but they know it works for me. And
Right.
I have 3 categories. The first one is errands, appointments, and outings. That's at the top.
Okay.
Don't know why I chose to put that at the top, but that's been like that for more than 10 years. And then the second category is projects. And the third
Okay.
category is communications, like phone
Okay.
calls, emails, texts, snail mails, anything like that, communications. what I do is when I see that there's only about 1 or 2 pages left in this notebook, I start doing what I call balancing my agenda or balancing my planner. And it's deficit based. It's all about what didn't I do that's still important to me. And then I apply what
Right.
I call the 4Ds to it. I delegate the things to somebody else, or I hire
Okay.
somebody, or I
Okay.
diminish it. I do it quick and dirty, or what else? Oh, I delete it sometimes.
Right.
And then
Right.
sometimes I
And that,
delay it.
like the Eisenhower matrix is what you're,
Is that what
I
that
don't
is?
think that's what it is. It has to do, delegate, delete, and I forget
Is
the
it
fourth
diminish?
D.
I
It's
don't know.
not diminished. I have it on my board in my office, and now I can't even think about it. But I use it, by the
I'm going to look that
way.
up after we're done.
Eisenhower matrix. You should,
Thank
yeah,
you.
you're wrong.
I'll write that down. So, anyways, I it's all deficit based, meaning like what did I not get done? And I don't take time to celebrate those things that you have in your journal about what did I do? How did I feel about it? What do I need to work on? And any notes, you know?
Right.
So in 2026, I'm going to be using your journal for, yes, for hopefully I can do it daily, but I really want to take time since I do a daily agenda to look
Right.
like not only what didn't I do, but what did I do? Because I think I
Right.
should be celebrating, if I make it to the park 7 days in a row with my son, I should be celebrating that. If I
Right.
have something on my vision board and I actually get it done, I need to
Right. Or
celebrate
if I
that.
have 5,000 steps and my goal was 3,000, like it could be very simple, but there's something about writing that down, thinking about that you did something good for yourself. Like just, I feel like it relaxes you, it helps you want to, it motivates you to keep going. So it's positive too. It's like you're looking at yourself positively. I feel like that does so much good all around. So yeah,
I'm
do it.
hoping. Thank you. Yes, I think it'll fuel me. And also in 2026, I know this is gonna sound negative, but I kinda want it to be the year of no for me, where I say no to some things that I think it like your Peter Drucker, quote up there,
Right,
like, "Is this thing important or not?" I think I'm gonna say no to more stuff, and I'm gonna record what I did say yes to and how I felt about it. Did I feel
right,
guilty if church asked me to volunteer for something and I didn't do it? I think
right.
since you have a feelings section, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
Like, how did I
put it
feel about
down.
that? And
Right.
at the end of the quarter, I think it would be good for me to revisit it and see like how guilty am I feeling after the quarter? Because it may have just been a daily thing that I had to give myself permission to get over.
I think that's a great idea.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Now, has anybody else reached out to you and said how they're using this journal?
Oh yeah, I've had a lot of people reach out, and they reach out in this way, in terms of just putting down the things they've accomplished, things they're doing, rather than waiting for like this big I bought a house kind of deal. There, because that's when we think about accomplishment and achievements, we always think about the big things like, oh, I just bought a house, I just bought a car, I just had a baby. You don't think about the daily things like, hey, I packed my lunch to work, so I didn't spend $10 at Starbucks, or like those little things like I held the door open, or I bought coffee for this other person, or I was able to do a birthday surprise, like just those little things that tell you who you are, your character, as a person, and just keeps you updated on yourself. So I've had a lot of people mention how this has made some use it at work, just for work purposes, where they're just talking about the accomplishes at work. Some use it at work, at home. I use it mostly at home, but I do talk about my work there. But so I've had people use it differently. You know yourself, and you know where this could best fit in your life, and you just adjust it to that. But at least it guides you on how to proceed.
Yes, I like that it guides me. It gives me the prompts. I don't plan to start it until January 1st, in all honesty, but I got it
Mhm.
in the house, so I can start using it.
You got it. You got it.
Yes.
This is your 50% there. This the
Yes.
first step is to get get to journal, and then once you have the journal, then you're on your way. Thank you.
You are welcome. Can I ask how long have you been journaling?
Forever. I've been journaling. I have it on here 25 years as of 2023. So now it's 27 years. But I was told to that the best thing you can do is write down things. And I've been journaling and I would write down a lot of my hardship. It was a good way to vent. So I write, and then in the middle of writing, I draw too. I'm not good at drawing, but it was just using the pen and just by the time you're done writing and drawing and just doing weird things in your journal, you feel a little bit better. At least for me. So I've been journaling for a long time, and besides this journal, I have another journal that's just me just writing. Maybe it's a poem, maybe it's me just thinking about thoughts. I just write everything down. So it's a normal thing for me with journaling. But I've been doing it for 27 years now.
Well, you got to start somewhere. And I think your journal, this Winning is in My DNA journal, is a really good starting point for anybody who hasn't journaled before.
Yeah,
And I think my form of journaling has kind of been these daily agendas because I really can go back in my life and see what I was up to and what I accomplished and what I didn't accomplish and notice patterns in my life. And I think
right.
your journal will be perfect for that. Now, do you use your own journal that you have written here? Is this what you use?
Yes, I have pages and pages. So no, I used to write this in a notebook before it became this. I did this on a just a regular notebook, and I was like, I can share this with everybody else. And then I did. I think it helped me, and I wanted to share that with others.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Now, one thing that I noticed about this book is that it only covers 2 quarters. Can you tell me why you didn't go for all 4 quarters?
If I made it all 4 quarters, then you'd have this huge stack of a book, and I didn't want it to seem cumbersome at first. I wanted you to ease your way into it. If it works for you, if you're able to accomplish, what you set out to accomplish with this, then you can continue. So we didn't want this to be so bulky. And that's why we said, okay, let's do this. Then if this is for you, then you just continue on.
You know, that I think that was smart because you're gonna have recurring customers too. Did you think about that?
Yes, I did think about I did think about that, but at the same time, I also wanted it to be something you can take with you everywhere. And I just felt like, for me personally, if it was bigger than this, I don't know that I would move it anywhere. So
It is about 200 pages, and it's the size of a typical novel. Yep, I think it's a very nice size.
thank you, man.
You are welcome. I feel like you already talked about why you wrote it. You have a lot of authority on this topic after journaling for 25 to 27 years. But is there anything else you'd like to say about why you chose to write a book about this?
I just feel like we have to be intentional about celebrating ourselves. I feel like I've spent a lot of years just criticizing. I feel like I'm super critical about myself at times, and I wasn't spending enough time really looking at, hey, you're doing very well. I mean, people could tell you you're doing very well, but if you don't see it, if it doesn't click for you, you're just gonna keep going down that path. So for me, I just wanted to be intentional about finding what are those things that I'm doing well. So now I look for them, and then I also try to do things so that I can jot it down. So it was just me getting intentional about celebrating all the good things I do, acknowledging myself, acknowledge my awesomeness. And I hope others are able to acknowledge their awesomeness. Because I feel like it sends you into a positive place, and we need more positive people in this world. So if I can get to this positive space, then others can, and we can make each other. Uh, um, you can be surrounded by other positive people too. So I think it's important. My older daughter jots too. She jots her wins. So these are things that I look at my children, and I want them to understand that, hey, you matter, you do good things, and start keeping track of that now.
How old is your older daughter?
My daughter is 9 years old. My older daughter is 9 years old, and I have a 7-year-old son. Now I have a 2-month-old daughter.
You are amazing, I gotta say.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Author, career woman, mother, wife. You're amazing.
Yes, yes, exactly. And that's going in my winning is in my DNA, Joshua.
There you go. Well, I feel like what you're saying is you needed someplace intentional to put your journal under these specific prompts that you wanted to keep track of. And so why not write a book so that you can share what's working for you with others? Is that pretty much what what you did?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You
Awesome. Yeah.
put it nicely. Thank you.
All right, I'm trying. Well, I don't know about you, but sometimes when I talk to somebody, it's nice when I hear back what it is that I meant to say. And I think I gotcha. I really
Yes.
do.
Yeah. That's what
Yes.
my intention was, that I just didn't it didn't come out that way. But you did it very well. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. This is a great conversation. I think we are going to inspire some people to try this journal as their first entry point into journaling.
Yes, 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 yes. I think this is a good way to begin journaling, honestly, because it focuses on what you're doing well, what you're doing right. So, yeah.
Now, on the topic of journaling, I have heard that journaling can help with burnout. So you don't feel like everything's negative all the time. You can look at the positive things. And also, it's a cathartic release where everything's coming out through your pen and you're getting it out of your head. Would you like to
Yes.
talk about journaling as maybe an antidote to burnout?
I think so, because I mean, one of the reasons why I started journaling this way, because I've been journaling for a while, but I was really focused on all the negative things that were happening. Like, it was seldom where I just focused on my wins, unless it was something like, oh, I bought a house, or I had a child, something big, but nothing really small. So I used to feel very frustrated, and just complained a lot, and I wanted to stop complaining. I really wanted to. I was
I'm
like, why?
laughing over here because I think this journal might help with that with me too. I have
I
this
was,
perceived lack of time. That's my problem. I don't know what your complaints are, but sorry I interrupted.
I mean, mine ranged from several things, but I felt like I was also a very critical individual, critical of myself for the most part. So I wanted to change that. And in order for me to change that, I needed to start looking on the bright side. What am I doing right? It can't be all bad. And let me keep track of that. Let me intentionally put it down on paper, look at it, read it, come back to it, all of that. So this was my way of doing that. I hope I answered your question.
I think we were talking about why you wrote it, and I think that's just part of it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's just
yeah.
part of it. Yep. Check. We got that one done. All right, now let's talk about the audience. Who should read this book?
Everyone. I mean, I told you my 9-year-old daughter does it. So anyone who's able to write, read, understand it, we're all humans, and I feel like we mostly focus on the negative things, and it's time to start focusing on the positive. And the positive doesn't have to be huge. The positive could just be, hey, I woke up before my alarm. The positives could just be, you know what? I paid my light bill. I have a roof over my head. I did it myself. Like, it doesn't have to be a monumental event. It just needs to be something you consider good. Like, hey, I did this and I'm proud of myself kind of deal. So, everyone, anyone, get a pen, get this journal, and start journaling.
You kind of just brought up a good point. Do you recommend people journal with a pen or a pencil?
Ooh, I like pen because you can erase it.
The pages are nice and thick too, so I think it's
Yeah,
plenty thick to absorb pen.
I think a pen. I use a pen because even if I make a mistake, I know it's a mistake, but I just feel like you don't want to get into a situation where you're erasing, you're guessing. on whether this should I be celebrating this. Just put it down. So I use a pen. I don't think I've used a pencil ever, unless you run out of ink and you have a pencil. Oh, then it's up to you. Use a pencil, but I feel like I don't want to erase anything. I want it the way I was feeling the moment I wrote it down.
I was just thinking about how a lot of pharmacists are perfectionists and,
No,
being really intentional and just writing down your gut response. I think
yeah,
in pen. Yeah, that's the right answer.
thank you.
I appreciate your answer where you said everyone should read this book and try journaling as long as they understand what's going on and,
Right.
using it the way that the prompts say. So that's good. Now, when in their life should somebody start journaling?
As young as you can. Like I've bought like I know with my daughter, I'm like, do you want a journal? We've bought like several types of journal. She uses this one in my DNA, but she also has like a just a blank page journal. Like I tell her just put whatever you're thinking down. So I think as soon as you're able to read and write and spell, you can start journaling. And it doesn't have to be a full notebook, but it's just like just starting to write down how you're feeling on paper, how you're feeling, how was your day. Just it's a way of just letting things out instead of keeping it in. So if you look at it from that point of view, then it's like a therapeutic. Yeah, it's therapeutic.
I agree with that. The when thing, that's a tricky question because journaling's like a muscle that you have to build. So, like doing 90 days in a row, it could be hard. So, I think just for anybody listening to this who's never journaled before, and I'm talking about a daily agenda and I do it all the time, it took me years and years and years to not have any blank pages or skipped days. So, if you just let yourself start. And even if you don't do 90 days consecutive, you're still doing it. And it's that muscle you're building. Anything to add to that?
Yeah, I don't think you should think about, oh, what if I miss a day? Or what if I miss a month? Don't think of it that way. Just whenever just have it by your bed or at your office desk or wherever you feel like you see it. And whenever you're drawn to, I need to write my thoughts down, go put it down. Or whenever you feel like you're getting into that negative space, you just need to come out of it, go write. So I don't think you should think about or what if I don't? How about think about what if I do? And just do it whenever it comes to you. It's not a you must do it this way. I do agree that writing your thoughts on regular basis is important, but I don't want you going into it feeling like, oh, what if I miss a couple of days and then just give up. I think whatever time, whenever you can journal, journal. That's a win.
Yes. Now, how about somebody that skips a week? Should they go back and try to remember, oh, geez, what did I do a week ago? Or just
No,
pick
just
up?
start from pick up from where you are. I mean, if I that's I wouldn't put that on anyone. Just start where you are. If you drop off, then just continue from wherever you're at that moment. It's not supposed to be a stressful, punitive, guilty kind of thing.
You know how sometimes people will start working out and maybe they'll sign up for a class and they miss a week because of travel or illness or something. And then they think twice about, should I go back? I'm out of the swing of things. And I just appreciate your wealth of experience as somebody who's been journaling more than 25 years for you to say, yeah, I give you permission. If you miss a week, just get back on it when you
Oh my God, this
get
is
your life back
life.
together.
Life is life. Life
It
is life.
is.
I mean, I was in the hospital for 3 days with you know during childbirth, I wasn't thinking, oh, I must go write in my journal. Like, I was thinking about, okay, I'm in pain and I have to feed this brand new baby. Like, you just look at your situation, and don't put such a no one is gonna come like, oh, you didn't write in your journal today. You just pick up from where you left off, and if you stop working out, like I stopped working out while I was pregnant, and now I'm going back to the gym and yeah, just get back on it and keep going. We're humans, and sometimes we fall off and we get back up and we keep going.
Yep, and looking back on all those things after a quarter, it can be kind of interesting because quarter after quarter after quarter, maybe you'll find that you miss less and less because you really, really enjoy it and you're getting something out of it.
Right,
And the more
right.
data that you have, as pharmacists, we love data,
The
right?
more,
The more
right,
the more data you have, the better observations you can make after 90 days.
right, right.
I love data.
Absolutely.
I enjoy
So
what
do
I
I.
do. Yeah, well, obviously, we're
That's
pharmacists.
all we do. It's
I get it. Now, even though pharmacists love data and they could certainly use "Winning is in my DNA," the journal, this journal's really for anybody, right?
absolutely. And the journal is for everyone, everyone, and as young as 8, 9, all the way up.
Awesome. Are there any other benefits of journaling that you'd like to talk about that we haven't covered yet?
Think we covered most of it, but I think it's just knowing to celebrate your wins, being intentional about seeing all of you or your accomplishments, not just the big ones, but the small ones that eventually at 90 days you're like, oh wow, I've done a lot. And just looking for opportunity. I feel like if you're able to jot down your wins and see how you've progressed, now you're every day you're looking for opportunities to win. You're looking for, okay, how I want to jot some more in my journal. So let me do let me open the door for somebody. Let me buy someone's coffee. Let me call a friend that I haven't spoken to in a while. So it pushes you or motivates you to want to do more, just so you can fill up that win, or even surpass it. So those are the reasons why journaling is very important.
Based on experience, either
Mhm.
yours or some of your audience, the people who have bought this book, what do people end up doing with the information once they've read it at the end of a quarter?
Let me speak on my end, and some of the friends I've spoken to, what they end up doing is just like they're just amazed at how far they've come. It pushes them to keep doing more. I feel like the most important thing I've done so far is the motivation to find wins, right? So if I accomplish 10 today and I accomplish 3 today, I'm like, okay, maybe I can do more. I can find ways to get more wins. So it's just basically motivating them to do more good for themselves. It's just a way to keep tabs on how I'm doing as a person, as opposed to waiting for the outside to tell me how I'm doing. I'm taking that into my own hands and saying, this is how I'm doing. I know myself. These are the things that I'm good at. These are the things that I've been doing. Yeah. So it's just taking what you're expecting others to give you, but taking that into your own hands and doing it for yourself. Kind of deal.
It can be validating.
Self validating. Yep.
Yeah. One of the benefits I think for me is I have my vision sheet right in front of me. It's like my vision board on a piece of paper. I think I'll be able to keep track of what I accomplished because I don't do anything with this other than just look at it. I don't write down on it the date that I accomplished it. So, anyways, I was just thinking that could be another thing. Like what would you want somebody to do with the information after 90 days? I think apply it to something else that you're already using, which in my case would be
Yeah.
my vision board.
And you have your dates there. So you can go back and say, hey, you know what? I feel like it also keeps a tab on the things you've accomplished in life because you can go back and say, you know what, in 2023, oh yeah, I complete I got my orders to go to Italy. That's when in case you forgot, or in case you're looking back later on throughout the years, you can say during this time I did this. Because sometimes we forget, we don't even remember the date, but this actually gives you have the date written down, you know what how you were feeling on that day, etc. It's like going back to your own history.
Yeah, it's like you're a witness to your own life. It's like you're
Right.
writing your life story. I read a book called Storyworthy, and it's about crafting good stories and
Okay.
how the story is really supposed to help somebody relate to you. It's not to make yourself sound like you're some awesome hero, right?
Right.
And in this book, he talks about doing homework for life to get ideas about stories that you want to write about. So,
Hmm.
anyways, I feel like this is kind of homework for life too, because like you were just saying, you can write down something significant that's happened in your life and just go back and remember.
Right.
It's like your life story almost.
Take you back to that space. How were you feeling at that time? What was happening? Because even though I put that note there, there were other things happening at that same time. Just like a little bit of your biography.
Autobiography, right? Because you're writing it yourself.
Right, right, right.
Yeah. Well, I know that I've asked you quite a few questions already, but I haven't asked the biggest one. Where can my audience buy your book?
On Amazon. You can get it on Amazon. Amazon, just type in Winning is My DNA, 15 minutes of daily self reflection. You'll see it. It's this turquoise book right here.
Awesome. Now, this is audio only, so since my audience can't see it,
Oh,
the cover is
Morphine.
very cute. Would you like to talk about the artwork?
So the artwork was done by Dr. Thierry Ching. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And oh my God, as soon as I spoke to her about my vision of this journal, she got it. It's beautiful, it's fun, but it just talks about all like basically all the things we do. Like you read, drinking water, you packed your lunch, you bought coffee, you worked out, everything. You could see it right here. It's very fun, very bright, and just warm. No, she did an amazing job. As soon as I told her the vision, she was able to bring that to life. Even the layout too on each page, she's the one who did that. So she did an amazing job. It was great working with her. Very professional, very kind, very understanding, everything you need in a partner. She was great.
Awesome. Yes, I think this is a cute cover, and I think it appeals to people of all ages and genders,
Yep,
for sure.
absolutely.
So, to my audience, I want to say check it out on Amazon.com. Winning is in my DNA. I will have a link to it in the show notes for thepharmacistvoice.com.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And then would you like to say anything about your publisher? I know you went through Global Bookshelves International, like I did for my book, and you also
Yes.
worked with Dr. Janan Sarwer.
Yes, she is just an amazing being. Oh my God. The first time I spoke with her, I just felt very relaxed, like I was in good hands. And she very attention to detail, individual oriented. All three of us, Tiri and Janan, we had a good relationship. We spoke to each other. We understood where we were going. And they just made it very flawless. It was easy to do. We'll work with them again. Mhm.
I'm glad you had a good experience. What's next for you?
Well, right now, like I told you, I have a 2-month-old. So the goal is to really focus on her and just get back into the rhythm of things. I go back to work next month, and we just again getting back into the rhythm of things. It's not the same because now we have in addition to the family, so just adjusting to what that looks like. So that's it for now. I do plan to write a book in the future. Still working on that, and when it's ready, I'll share that with you. But right now, I think it's just focusing on family and getting healing and getting back forward.
That sounds like a very good focus, focusing on you and family. As we start to wrap this up, is there anything else you'd like to share?
I hope you all enjoy this journal. It has been a very positive journal for me and my family, and I hope you all enjoy it. And I hope it's as positive as it was for me for you.
Excellent, positive parting words. Well, congratulations on finishing your first podcast interview. I think you did awesome.
Yay!
And at this time, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you for listening to the Pharmacist Voice podcast. And thank you very much, Dr. Sandra Onye, for being here on the Pharmacist Voice podcast.
Thank you for having me. Truly appreciate
My pleasure. All right, take care.
it. Bye. Bye.
Thanks again to Dr. Sandra O. Onye for being my guest on episode 353 of the Pharmacist's Voice podcast. I hope you enjoyed hearing Sandra talk about her journal today. You can buy your copy online at Amazon.com. That's where I got my copy. The holidays are just around the corner, and this is all me. Sandra did not tell me to do this, but I gotta say that Winning is in My DNA, the journal, would make a great gift for a friend, family member, or coworker. It is perfect stocking stuffer size. So consider putting this book, this journal, on your holiday wish list or gifting it this holiday season. And start journaling along with me in 2026. I will seriously be putting this journal to use. Now, if you have never journaled before, like I haven't actually journaled before, I've just had these daily agendas, there are examples in the first few pages to get you started. If you have ever thought about writing your own book, I hope this episode has inspired you. Publishing can be just one chapter, like Dr. Ashley Walker in episode 340, or it could be an entire book, like Dr. Jerry Levin in episode 336. Or you can publish a journal, like Dr. Sandra Onye did. I am personally thinking of writing a book that doesn't have much content, kind of like a journal, but not quite. And it'll be about podcast production schedules. I would like to publish something with instructions about best practices for podcast production schedules and include weekly calendar pages. The book's going to be about 100 pages long. Listening to Sandra's story and comparing it to what I'm going to do gives me inspiration. If she can do it, I can do it too. Thank you so much for sharing your story, Sandra. Now, I have a lot of information for you in the show notes today. You can find the show notes on thepharmacistvoice.com. And in the show notes for episode 353, you will find a link for Amazon.com for Winning is in My DNA, the journal. You can also find a link to Sandra's LinkedIn profile. I've got links to the other episodes in the Pharmacist Authors Series from this year, which is 2025, last year, 2024, and the year before, 2023. So please check out all those links. There's a lot of great episodes that you can go back and listen to if you would like inspiration or just to discover books written by pharmacists. There's always a lot of links in my show notes. You'll find that on thepharmacistvoice.com. As we wrap this episode up, I would like to remind you that I am an audiobook narrator and that I help pharmacist authors narrate their audiobooks. If you would like to learn more about how I help pharmacist authors narrate audiobooks, head over to my online store, which is kimnewlove.com/narration. If you know a pharmacist who might be interested in journaling, go ahead and share this episode with them. And if you like this podcast, go ahead and subscribe to or follow the Pharmacist's Voice podcast on your favorite podcast player and YouTube to get each new episode right when it comes out. Thanks so much for listening today, and I'll talk to you next Friday.